Well, it looks like we might have run into a bit of a build sequence issue here. Trying to put our blower valve on. Obviously not going to get the pipe work on very easily, so what we're actually going to do is undo these pipes, undo the bunker. We'll take the bunker off, get it loose, and then we can fit the blower pipe, which comes from here down to the back of the blower valve and then on to the front of the loco. So yep, the sequence of it needs to be changed a little bit. So we've tightened up all of these nuts. What I'm going to do is just gently bend the copper pipes in. Remember to get these in position, and then we can just tweak this round straight where we want it to be. Get that bunker offered up, slowly pulling it into position. That's actually not a bad position there. I think I'll get the hand pump back in, get it locked off, and see if we can just tighten and straighten these up. Yeah, so we're kind of back to where we were. Got the pipe work into position, and he's just popped the last pipe on the bottom of the pump. Just needs to bend up, get this feed pipe correct for the bottom of the tank, and I think all the left-hand pipe work should be in place. So we've got feed pump from the steam down to the blower. That's your blower valve, and it goes on and then up. Yeah, these threads seem pretty tight actually. They're nice and tight, are they? You've really got to get those pipes very much 90 degree. We'll have a little bit of a fiddle with it, see if we can get that in position. You there?
Yeah,
that looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah. So what's the next page after this? I think that's everything on there. Yep, that's all in position. I'm going to leave the blast nozzle and the blower pipe for the moment. I'll come back to that in a minute. It looks like we're hitting all the pipe work on the other side. So I've undone the bunker, same as we did on the other side. I've left it attached because I think I can get the bypass in here okay. Spend a little bit of time just straightening up all these copper pipes before we go for the final fit. So I'll put this bypass valve, lock that into place behind the bunker with these pipes. We'll see how it all goes together.
So looking at the pipe work on the right hand side, we've got the bunker loose, and we're getting the bypass valve and the pipe work in behind the bunker. We'll put the pipe onto the front of the outlet on the pump, and just working it from there.
It's a bit of a fiddle with it in place, but
yes, once those are in, we'll get this pipe on the bottom of the check valve.
so we put the final pipes on, which is a feed down to the axle pump here, and we've tightened all of these up, and there's your bypass. And then I've just kind of tweaked these pipes, straighten them up a little bit as best I can by hand. Once again, trying to keep everything nice and straight, not get too many kinks into position. I think that completes everything. Got to be a little bit careful of the pipe work here because you don't want anything to rub, so just be aware of the fact that you've got clearances to work with there, but this looks pretty good. And this does get a bit more rigid when it's got its body on, but anyway, that's all the pipe work for the right hand side. I think that is everything on page 21, so we're on from there. So we're on the last pages really, so it's cab, roof, spectacle plate. So we've nut and bolted the rear stanchions into place, but we've kind of left them loose. We're going to do the same with the front, get everything into position and then tighten it up as a whole once the roof's in position. So it gives us a little bit of flexibility and movement.
Just getting the spectacle plate on. The bolts are all colour coordinated, so you've got different colours for the body, black ones, and there's even red ones for the back buffer beam.
And actually, as soon as you put these stanchions on the tank, everything goes pretty solid.
Very solid, yeah.
Yeah, the back one should still be here. It gives a little bit of movement for fitting that roof up.
Roof on.
I haven't tightened this one up because you would have noticed I haven't put this outer dome on yet. So I've got to undo that stanchion to get the dome on after we've done the testing. But we'll get all the roof on and in place. But yeah, it's almost looking like a finished loco.
So here we're putting the roof in place. We've got the bolts all lined up for it. There's long ones at the back, and then there's two short ones that go on the little wing piece on the front. There they are. We've even got two little black nuts to go on them. I've just put the ends on this little bar here, and this is a drop-on item, removable for ease of firing. There we go.
Right, I think we're very nearly there then. Last bits to do are the bunkers,
And the whistle,
the whistle,
tank top.
chuck on the tack top, pretty much there. So that's the end of page 22. Looks great with all the cab. Once it's all bolted up, it goes really solid. Nice and robust. I've got these bunker sides to go on. There's obviously a left and a right hand, mainly to do with this hole in it for the coal to come out of. So this is the right hand one. I'll just screw that into place. And he's just going to do the whistle and brackets.
So we're just going to fit the dome temporarily for the sake of it looking complete, but it will have to come off for the boiler test. I've also put in the drop-in footplate at the back.
Yeah, the whistle and bracket here. We also put the tank cover on, but
Top on the tank, once again, that's still got to be siliconed in once it's assembled. And there's some plates and graphics to go on.
a couple of little countersunks and I think on there.
So this is the last screw going in for the kit build.
There we go. Actually complete. Now we're going to put water slide graphics in the sides, and you also get a set of plates, but we also haven't done the blast pipe or sealing up inside the smoke box. But I think we'll take it to the factory, run it on air, make sure the timing's okay, and then we'll do all those final finishing jobs. I've gone in here with my big hydraulic test pump, and it's quite a nice way of checking whether you've got drips or leaks anywhere by completely filling it up with water. I've taken the dome off, or the outer dome off, so I can have a look there just to make sure. Just make sure that everything that I've actually sealed up is sealed. And you can see I've got a drip coming out of this fitting here. Well, I just unscrew that and put a little bit of Haldite in on there. Check in the front, make sure we've got no drips anywhere, we're all good. So I'm pretty happy. I did notice on the water gauge, can you see there's a little drip here on the water gauge? So I'll take that apart and reseal that as well. But you can do the same thing that I have here. And what you can do is put water into your tank, use your hand pump, and you can pump it up and check it. And you completely fill it up. You can make a couple of blanks, or you can screw down the safety valves and screw them up hard, and then you should be able to pump it up, well, pretty much to working pressure, no problem at all. I think I'm currently at the moment, I'm at 90 psi, so I'm at about working pressure, and if it holds hydraulically with water, you should be fine with steam. And the sharp-witted of you will realise that I've taken this tank off because my silicone on it was just insufficient. So I've taken the top completely off, and what I've actually done is clear silicone. Let me get my torch in there. Yeah, I think you can see I've been round everywhere with it. I'll just stick that on there, you can see. So I went all round these edges, up across the centre, and I went down the seams and then up into the corners. So I've actually been completely all round inside that tank with clear silicone. And actually you don't see any of it, so just a nice fingerful of clear silicone all the way around the inside. It's going to make sure that thing doesn't leak in the slightest. What they do is they weld this stainless tank. They obviously only weld it in sections, and there's still gaps in it, so save messing around, just run a fingerful of clear silicone all the way around. And also I have put on the front coupler. Now this loco was already completed, and I've got a countersunk bolt holding on that front clevis coupler. So I undid 5 bolts, one each side, took off the front buffer plate complete, stuck the coupler on, put it back on again. So I'm getting pretty close now. I've got a couple of little leaks to take care of. Once I've got those sorted, I'll put the tank cover back on and seal that on, put all the graphics on it, put the dome back in, and I think we're pretty much ready to steam. So not entirely sure that my pumping thing made much sense, so I'm just going to show you. So now siliconed in the tank, I should be able to fill that up with water. No leaks anywhere. And my hydraulic pump is still plumbed in, but I'm shutting that off. And if I pump by hand pump, it works in the same way. Works in the same way as my hydraulic pump. You should see a bit of ball rattle going on. Can you see the pressure gauge going up? I think you can. Right? So I'm just doing that with the hand pump on the loco. So the basics of that is the boiler's completely full. I've got the safeties blanked, and I can just pump it on the hand pump, and should be able to pump some pressure in, then have a good look around and see if I can see any leaks anywhere on any fittings. The very last thing that we're going to be doing on the loco, now we've completed all the testing before it gets run, I've done all the silicone on the tank, so Adam's just going to put the water slides on the tank. We stuck the plates on. You can see them on the bunkers already, but I mean, you can have nameplates or you can have water slides, but Ad uses warm water and the water slide. The warm water softens up the wording much quicker. You can see the slide. It's pretty simple stuff, but we thought we'd show it to you anyway. So just gently slide the backing out, trying to keep it as straight as you can. And with a little ruler, what do you measure off, Ad? The lining or the side
the
of the
inside
tank?
of the lining.
Inside of the lining. Wherein all you're doing there is just getting it centralised. You've also got that little screw thread right at the top, which is in the middle, which you can use as a guide. So you've got a little bit of time on these water slides. When you're happy with your positioning, then you hold the transfer very lightly in the middle, squeeze all the water out from it, and it will adhere to the paint. And then to actually seal them, you want to leave it for an hour or so till it's really dry. Then you're going to be putting over a lacquer or a varnish just to seal those letters. And if you don't do that, unfortunately, as soon as you get a bit of water and oil on them, they don't like it. So Ad's put a little bit of masking tape just around the edge, and he's just sealing these in. What are you using, Ad?
Just clear lacquer.
I see. Yacht varnish, clear lacquer. Just a quick coat of that over the top. Just makes them completely waterproof. I'm assuming the masking tape is just so you can
Keep it neat.
keep it nice and neat. And that's really just about it.